What up, everybody? What up? What up? What up? What up? We about to get this. Thank you. But all right, y'all, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. Get it. What's up? I got something good for y'all tonight. I'm about to listen. Get in here. All right, all right, all right. What's up, everybody? Give me some likes. Come on in. Let's get it going. All right, all right, all right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everybody, to my live. Good evening. Somebody says, what's the topic? The topic tonight, I'm about to start for the next 2 weeks. And there's a reason, but for the next 2 weeks, I am going to do a communication series. Just stay with me. Tonight is about, I'm going to do each night. I'm probably not going to do every night, but I'm going to do probably for the next 10 nights. And we're going to talk about all things communication in relationships, be it family, be it romantic, be it anything. I'm going to show you how to master certain communication strategies. And listen, y'all. So each night, I'm going to give you something different that has helped me either save a relationship, put someone in a relationship, or influence someone to do something that they might not have done otherwise. So we're going to talk about that tonight. So get in here. How many of you, I got a question, and then I'm going to ask you where you're from. How many of you have ever wanted to say something, but you did not say it because you were either worried about how the other person would interpret it, or you did not know how to say it? Is that anybody? So if that is you, put one in the comment section. If that is you, put one in the comment section. So tonight we are going to talk about communication and how to avoid an argument. And I'm gonna tell you about one of my clients. I see one, I see a lot of ones. So over the next couple of weeks, I am going to be doing a communication series. And let me tell y'all something. I am going to do a communication series that's literally gonna change your life. So just so you know, I'm a relationship coach. Many of you know that. And you know that I've saved a lot of marriages and relationships. All right. You know, I've saved 299 at present. I put thousands of relationships together. And the one thing that I realized, yeah, I got plenty of credentials, Michi B. What credentials do you have? Yeah, I'm certified and I've got tons of clients that I've saved their relationship. Now, I wonder what credentials you have. So that being said, that now I love it because that gets me excited tonight. And so some of my students are on here, Michi B, who I've coached. And some of those students can attest to my credentials. Now, what credentials do you have? So look, I love it when I have these trollers around, because what the trollers do, they give me energy. Now I'm already hyped a little bit, but they give me major energy. I suggest Nietzsche do their research on me. But before we get into it tonight, I invite all of you. First, tell me where you're checking in from. I haven't been on live. I haven't been on live for a while, but I haven't been on live for a while. But so I'm back for these 2 weeks because I'm doing a challenge called Communication to Get Your Needs Met. Communicating to get your needs met. And so we're going to talk about that tonight. But I want to know who you are and where you're checking in from so I can properly acknowledge you. Okay, the real Be Cool from Atlanta, Georgia in the building. I got Carla from Oklahoma in the building. I got Susan from El Paso in the building. Double Trouble from Jersey. Give me your first name, y'all. I got Bianca. All right. I got, what's that? Karen from Atlanta. I got Pam from New York City. I got Don from Greensboro. I love it, love it. Is that Nigella? Nigella from Texas in the building. Teresa from Pennsylvania in the building. Philly. Deanna from Philadelphia. We got Kiki. I don't know where Kiki's from. We got Angela from Toronto. Tina from Arkansas. What's up, Tina? Good to see you. And Akeem from Mobile, Alabama. We got Valerie from San Francisco in the building. All right, who else we got? Who else we got in the building? Was that Sharon or Sharon? I'm not sure, from DC, but I want to make sure. Venetia, Venetia, I think, from Maryland. I don't want to mispronounce your name, y'all. I want to pronounce your name properly. Sandra from North Carolina. Good to see you, my friend. Peace and love in the building. All right. So, yeah, let me ask y'all a question. Before I get started, we got Abby from South Carolina. My Instagram used to have a whole lot more people on it. And someone told me recently that I might be shadow banned. Does anybody know what that is? And I don't know why, because Sharon. Okay, Sharon. Thank you. Appreciate you. Enunciation. All right. But I don't know, because my Instagrams, my followers have stopped and my engagement has stopped. I don't know what I've done, and I'm trying to figure it out. So I'm not really sure. You said, yep, that's true about what? And so I'm trying to get some help on that so I can reach the amount of people that I'm supposed to reach. But nonetheless, we're going to get started with the people that we have online right now. So first off, let me say thank you all for joining me. And as I said, I'm going, you said shadow banding. You understand it, or do you think I'm shadow banned? I don't know why, because I used to have a lot, and I don't know what I did wrong if I am. All right. So I think that is an Instagram thing. And I used to have hundreds on Instagram, but now my numbers have shrank considerably. So somebody said, no, please share what that means. What that simply means is, I think when they shadow ban you, they make sure your followers, your followers, they only show a certain number of people that can see your post. And so okay, for shadow ban. But they say I haven't violated any type of violations. I haven't done any violations that are wrong. So I don't quite know. If anybody is aware of how this works, if somebody could inbox me, and maybe you know how to help me. But either way, what we're going to do, we're going to still give you, I'm still going to give you what I'm supposed to give you, no matter how many people show up. Is that fair? So I got all my platforms. I got TikTok, I got Instagram, I got Facebook and YouTube. All right. Yes, I'm the guy on the cheating show. Yes, I am the coach on Unfaithful, Caught in the Act. Great to see you. Is that Renisha? Yes, that would be me. All right. Yeah, because I never see you on Instagram. Amanda says I never see you on Instagram. I don't know. I get shadow banned all the time. Piece of, I don't care. Well, peace and love. I need to care because I want people to see the information. You know, y'all know that I'm out here to empower people. But until we figure it out, we're gonna empower the people we got. Okay. So let's get busy. So tonight's conversation, allow me to start this with my client. So I have a client, a married couple, that I have helped turn their relationship, do a 180-degree turnaround. Aggie Pride homecoming this week. North Carolina A&T State University. Y'all, I am a graduate of, and we got homecoming this week. So I thought of my fellow Aggies. All right, that's enough of that. Enough of that. So now, what I'm about to do is I want to go over to what one of my clients did. So one of my clients, it's a couple, their relationship was fading. They weren't doing well at all. And so they called me in, and when I came in, I realized that they had a communication problem. I see you, Eagles. Don't get me off track, but so they brought me in, and I realized something that they have you ever been in a relationship where you just argue all the time? You argue, argue, argue. And then when you're arguing, what you want to do primarily is you want to be right. Have you ever been in a situation where you've been in a relationship and then the arguments occur and all you realize is you just want to win? Can we be honest, y'all? Because 16 years ago, my wife and I were headed for divorce court, all right? Because we couldn't get along. We could not get along. Everything she said rubbed me the wrong way. Everything I said rubbed her the wrong way. And we realized one day that we had a communication problem, just like this couple. So this couple, about 6 months ago, they hired me to coach them. And the one thing that I realized that they had a communication problem. So what I did was I took them through my process and gave them a multitude of strategies to change their relationship. So tonight, over the next 10 days, up into my challenge, I've got a communication challenge coming up, and I'm going to challenge some of you that I'm going to teach you over the next 10 days. I'm going to teach you not only how to resolve conflict, I'm going to teach you, if you're in a dating situation, how do you connect communicating? I'm going to teach you not only how to connect while you're dating, I'm going to teach you how to create more intimacy in your relationship by simply changing the way you communicate. Now, some of you might say something like this. Well, I've been communicating the way that I am. I've been doing it the way that I've been doing it as long as I've been doing it. But you see, I'm not one of those creators. Y'all know, those of you who've been following me a long time, I'm a creator who believes in love. I'm a creator who believes in marriage. I'm a creator who believes in committed relationships. I am not a communicator who talks about women are for the streets or men need to. I don't do that. I think we all need to level up. I believe that we all need to grow. We all need to become better than we are. And that I always tell people, listen, I've been married 23 years. And 16 years ago, I was headed for divorce court. I realized my wife and I, we put it back together. We got coaching. We learned how to communicate. And it became my life's mission to begin coaching people. I've saved 299 marriages. I put 99 marriages. Listen, when people come to me, y'all, they don't come to me feeling good. I can tell y'all this. Most people that follow me, I have over 1.2 million followers on all of my platforms. They don't come to me when they're feeling great. Now, they feel great after they get to me, after they've done the work. They've gone through the process. For those of you who are new to my channel, you're new to me, yeah, I am a relationship coach. I've written 8 books, sold over 500,000 books. I've coached tons of people. As I told you, I've saved 299 marriages, not by what I do, but because God has anointed me to do this work. I'm on a TV show right now that is a hit TV show on MTV called Unfaithful Caught in the Act. Comes on 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can go watch. We're on season 3. You can go watch it. And I am who I say I am. And so I'm about that life, about helping people. So the reason I'm doing this series is because on the 28th of this month, I'm doing a 5-day challenge, communicating to get your needs met. All right. But I got to give you some of the strategies just so you need to understand how I teach. And some of you are going to want to join my challenge because it's really going to change. Peace of Love say MTV is still a channel. Oh yeah, it's pretty big too. Still big. It's just that we got all these streaming platforms now. You know, it's still big. MTV is still pretty big. All right. So, all right. So here we go. So tonight, I'm going to talk about how do you avoid an argument. I'm going to give you 3 strategies. I'm going to give you 3 strategies. I'm going to explain to you what happens. All right. So the number one way that I know that a relationship will survive. The number one way that I know a relationship will survive is the way people navigate conflict. The way you navigate conflict. And see, most people they're not equipped. They've never been trained, never been coached, never been mentored. So they don't know how to navigate conflict. So tonight, I want to give you 3 things. And I wrote it out. I wrote them all out. I got so much content, I just wanted to write it out. I said, how do you avoid conflict? So I'm going to give you 3 ways tonight. And then I'm going to ask you to tune in every day, and I'm going to give you another communication strategy that is going to help change your relationship. All right? So I'm going to give you 3. Let's start. Number 1 of how you avoid an argument. Go get your notepad, get something to write with, get you something. Don't ever come to my class or me doing a live without something to write with, because I'm always going to teach you something. All right? Number 1 of how to avoid an argument. So I gave this to my client is never assume someone's intent. Never assume someone's intent. What do I mean? So let's say you're in an argument with somebody, you're talking to somebody, and then you make the statement, you're only doing this because, you're only saying this because you think that I want to hear it. Okay? Never assume someone's intent. You might say something, people say you only care about that because your friend is in it. You see, the reason why that does not work is because when you assume someone's intent, the other person that is listening to it seems that what they're saying is you're discrediting and you're discounting what I'm saying because you're assuming something that is incorrect. Don't you hate when somebody make the interpretation that that you know what they're thinking, that you know what they're saying, what they're insinuating, because you have come to the conclusion. So you're assuming their intent. A better way, so let me show you a better way to handle that. A better way to handle that, and I wrote this down. I teach people, I say, listen, what you want to say is, instead of you're only saying this because, the thing you should state instead is, I interpret that your meaning is this. I interpret your meaning to be blank. Here's what I am interpreting your meaning to be. You see, when you say that, you're using what we call I language. You see, I language, don't you hate it when somebody says, you are doing this? You're only saying this because. You language is accusatory language. You language, what it does is the other person's conscious mind says, you are accusing me, you are attacking me. All right. And so when I say, I interpret the understanding to be this, I interpret your meaning to be this, and I wrote this down. And so I told the client the other day, I said, here's what I want you to do. I want you to tell the person, I interpret your meaning to be this, or say, my understanding of what you're saying is blank. My understanding of what you're saying is this. Now, again, what you're doing is you are using I language. I language is a technique that helps you. Let me tell you what I language does. You ever notice that when you tell a person, you language makes the person go into defense mode. When you tell a person, I feel disrespected versus you are disrespecting me. What does their conscious mind do? See, let me tell y'all something. A lot of what I'm going to teach y'all, a lot of what I'm going to teach you has to do with how your mind perceives language, how your mind interprets communication. So when a person says, when you assume their intent by saying you're only doing this because, right? Uh, the mind interprets it as you're attacking me. When you use, I understand your meaning to be blank, the mind does not see that as an attack. The mind sees it whenever you say, I feel, I believe, I think, their mind does not interpret that as an attack. And their conscious mind wants to listen to it. Ooh-wee. We just getting started. So now, for a moment, I want y'all to tell me something. I want y'all to think about it. Don't you hate these terms right here? Don't you hate these words? You need to. When people say you need to clean your room, I used to tell my daughter, you need to clean your room. Well, now watch this. Isn't it better when you come up with the answer as opposed to somebody giving you the answer? Let me give you an example. When I used to tell my daughter, you need to clean your room, she didn't want to do it. She didn't like it. But when it became hers, and she says, when it became her idea that I need to clean my room, then all of a sudden she was motivated to clean her room. Don't you hate it when somebody tells you you need to do something? You need to do this, you need to do that. Because it's when it's their idea, you don't want to do it. However, if they present the communication in a way that you say, I believe I need to clean my room, all of a sudden, at the end of the day, it's the exact same thing. The end goal is the same, y'all. It is how we arrive there. Do we arrive there by force? You better do this. Or do we arrive there by somebody says, hey, connection, I know I need to do this. I'm going to do this. Rachel says, yes, it instantly unmotivated me, even if I was going to do it, then now I want to wait 3 to 5 business days. You're right, Rachel. You are so right. Rachel said, I wanted to do it. I know I needed to do it, but when you told me to do it, it didn't work. Okay. So this couple that I was coaching, I changed that strategy. That's the first strategy. The second strategy that I changed, and it was never use extremes or absolute. Never use extremes or absolutes. Now, what do I mean by that? You notice how you always say, I used to tell my wife this, you always blank. You always, well, she would tell me that too. Or you never blank. And when she would tell me that, I said, that's not true. I can point out one time when I did it. And so what happens to people, you should never use extremes or absolute. When you use extremes like the word never or the word always, what happens is the person's mind, we're talking about their conscious mind, whenever you do it within an argument, what their conscious mind is doing is trying to find the one time that I did not do what you said I just did. Now, they're not trying to solve the problem. They're trying to vindicate themselves. They're trying, less is the best says, I do that. Wow. Because what you're trying to do at that point is you're attempting to vindicate yourself. When you can find one instance, see, you remember 2 weeks ago, honey, when I didn't do it. You see, now what happens is everything she says, I look for one instance to discredit her entire argument. Now what happens? Once I discredited her an argument, once I have discredited it, now the conversation no longer continues. The communication is no longer effective. You know why? Because she took me out of communication mode or problem solving mode and took me into defense mode. Whenever you use absolutes, whenever you use always, whenever you use never, whenever you use that, you take the person out of problem solving mode. You take the person out of the mode of us against the problem, and now you pit me against you. And so the one thing I got to do now, I've got to win. I got to win now. So winning to me is finding one instance where you lied. One instance where you told her when you said I always did, that's a lie. My wife said my wife used to say this, you always leave the toilet seat up, right? When I used the bathroom, just back in the day. And so I found an instance where I did not leave it up. And when I found that one instance, see, I just discredited her whole argument. But what I did was something far worse, something far more insidious. What I did was I actually cut off our communication. And when I cut off our communication, we can no longer solve the problem. Do you see, y'all? And so that was the second thing that the couple was doing. They were using absolutes too much. All right. They were using absolutes so much. And so as I told you before, over the next 10 days, I'm hoping some of you will join my communication challenge. Over the next 10 days, I am going to give you communication strategies that have literally helped me save hundreds of relationships. They have literally helped me, when you're dating, find the person for you. Because most people, when we're dating, don't know how to vet people because you don't know the questions to ask. You don't know how to phrase the question. You don't know how to do any of that. And so I'm going to do that. And what I'm going to do, some of you, I'm going to tell you tonight, I'm going to give you an opportunity to join my challenge. When we get the number of people up to the challenge, join, we're going to close it. But I'm telling y'all, and the challenge is not going to be like a session. It's going to be, I am going to literally challenge you. I'm going to teach you something. I'm going to teach you. One day is about conflict. One day is about dating. One day is about mindset. One day is about strategies to overcome. So how do you get your needs met? All of these things, we're going to do that. Whether you have kids, daughters, this communication challenge is going to change your life. And I'm going to I'm going to tell you how to get the link tonight. Now, but if you're not convinced that I can help you literally change your life, whether that's meet somebody while you're dating or whatever, we give homework in the challenge. The homework piece of love is going to be inside of the challenge. For the next couple of weeks to 10 days up until the 28th, I'm just going to be teaching y'all. I'm giving you all this game for free, all right? But then if you want to go deeper, if you know that your relationships are not where they are, you know that you're in a relationship now and you know you don't know how to communicate. If you know you're involved and you're emotionally unavailable, or you're involved with a man that's emotionally unavailable, you need to be there because he don't know how to express himself. Because if you're having problems communicating, you need that. But number 3, how to avoid an argument. Oh, my wife told me something. First, let me tell you, I want you to alleviate the personal attacks. Now, you might say, I don't be attacking people personally, coach. Okay. Let me show you what an attack looks like. You are just like blank. You just like your mama. You're just like my ex-girlfriend. Okay, that is a personal attack. Or you always disrespect me, or you never want to spend time with me. All of these things that you think you're just saying, but their brain perceives them as a personal attack. And what happens, y'all, when somebody attacks you? You know what happens. You want to attack back or you want to defend yourself. So a person might want to, watch this, you might want to spend more quality time. But instead of you saying that or learning how to communicate it, here's what you say. Oh, you always spend time with your friends, but you ain't got time for me. That now, wow. See, that's a personal attack. But you don't see it as a personal attack. You just see it as I'm just expressing myself. Now, how many times, y'all, have you, okay, Rachel says, but what if it's true? That's a good point. But Rachel, it may be true, but then when you feel like somebody's attacking you, Rachel, you don't want to change it, do you? You don't want to change it. So what if you knew how to communicate that very thing better? And the other person, when they heard it, they didn't think it was an attack on them personally. Now they wanted to help solve the problem as opposed to fighting with you. So yeah, I'm not saying they're not true. It might be true. He might be spending time with his friends. I remember, y'all, years ago when me and my wife first got married, and I used to play PlayStation all the time. Y'all, I was just absorbed with Madden football. And my wife said something to me one time. She was like, "All you do is play PlayStation. You want to spend time with your friends, but you don't want to spend no time with me." Now, what she was saying was true. What she was saying was true. However, I didn't want to receive that. You know why? Because I viewed it as an attack. Okay. So what I said was, let me show you how to use I language again. So there is a formula that I teach my people. Now, watch this. I language is when you, okay, like for instance, my my wife, now if she says something to me, she says, when you're out playing the game, when you're out spending time with your friends, I feel like I am not getting the best of you. Now, wait a minute. That is the exact same thing as saying you always spending time with your friends. But notice what the way she said it. She says, when you're out playing the game with your friends, I feel, I language, I am not getting the best of you. I am not getting the quality time that I desire. Notice what she said. Same situation. But what happens is my brain sees it differently. Hey, Laura. How you doing, Laura? Good to see you here. All right. All right. Do you see what I'm saying? And so watch this. So watch this. I told the couple that I'm working with. All right. And so the couple, the guy felt like the wife put him down. The guy felt like he could never talk. The wife felt like that. I mean, the husband felt that way. But what he would do, instead of saying anything because he felt like it would be an argument. And so what he did was I taught him how to use I language. I taught him how to use I language. I said, here's what we're going to do. I said, when we're talking, and now watch this. This is what I taught him. I taught him, when we're talking and you're conveying your point, I feel I language, I feel I'm not able to talk because you don't allow me to. I feel you are yelling at me and it makes me want to retreat. It makes me not want to talk. When I begin showing him how to use I language and not attack her, all of a sudden, all of a sudden, he changed. He opened up, she softened up. That is the couple whose relationship turned 180 degrees. And what they tell me is the other day, I got them to sit face to face. We were on Zoom. I got them to they sit by each other. I got them to turn to each other. And I got them to say all of the reasons why they did the work, all of the reasons why they loved each other, all of the reasons why they felt that hiring me, doing this work was worth it. And before it was over, y'all, before it was over, they both were in tears. They both were just boo-hooing, right? I sat back and once they began talking, they forgot that I was on the phone. I mean, not on the phone, on Zoom. So I just sat back and looked at them like a proud papa and just smiled. I knew that I'd made a breakthrough. You know why? Because now their first objective is to create versus to create with the strategies and not attack. That is the reason why I knew that it was working. Listen, y'all, I didn't want to keep y'all all night. But for those of you who know that you need to communicate better, what I'm going to do, I got a challenge coming up. It's called Communicating to Get Your Needs Met. And it's a 5 days, it's going to be intense. And in this intense, you can get general admission or you can get VIP. Now, with VIP, you get to spend an hour with me before the class, and you can ask me anything. And you said you need a Zoom with me and my wife. Sure. All you got to do is book a discovery session. Go to my website, CoachKenCanyon.com. You can book a discovery session, and we'll do that. But here's what I want to say to everybody here. For those of you, over the next 10 days, I'm gonna give you strategies. But if you know you need this challenge, I am so committed to it. I'm so committed to changing lives because y'all, I believe in relationships. I believe in what we have to do. And so for those of you, instead of booking a session with me, what I suggest you do is book VIP for the challenge. And then an hour before we get to answer, I can answer your questions right there. It's less expensive. And you get 5 days of training. So now of course, you can book a discovery session. You can. It's an hour and a half. It's 90 minutes of me digging deep into your life, digging deep into realizing how you got here, finding out how you got here. And that's when I use my therapeutic technique. We use therapy to go back, and then we use coaching to go forward. And so for those of you who know, I have a podcast. Look on my website. We do have a podcast. It airs on Thursday nights. Thursday nights at 7:00. Me and my wife do a podcast. And so, yeah, we do that. But for those of you who want the link to the challenge, here's what you do. Go to my link tree, my bio. In my link tree, click on, it says 5-day challenge, communicating to get your needs met. It's the only link up there with the challenge. And if you want that, go get it. For anybody who's on YouTube or Facebook, let me grab the link here for you. But anybody else, go to my bio, my bio, and I want you click on the bio, click on my link tree, and register for the challenge. Register for the challenge. Now, and for those of you on Facebook, let me give you the link right here. For those of you who want to, okay, boom. All right, here's the link. Yeah, listen, either way, I'm going to be on here for the next 2 weeks. I'm going to be on here for the next 2 weeks. But if you know you need help now, join it. And the challenge is going to be 5 days. We're going to start, VIP is going to start at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going for an hour to 7:30. Then the general session starts at 7:30. Look, At the end of the day, that's what this is about. That's what this is about, y'all. Okay? Uh, time on Thursday, you mean back here live? I think I'm going to do around the same time tomorrow night. Some of the times, y'all, they're going to be different. Some of them might be doing the day, some of them might be doing the night, because I'm going to be doing lives with other creators. I'm going to be doing communication lives with other creators. And we're going to be just getting this word out. Okay. Other than that, y'all, oh, you talking about my podcast? It comes on Thursday nights. What time is our podcast net on Thursday nights? 8 o'clock on Thursday nights as our podcast. So you can go to any on my YouTube channel. It's live on my YouTube channel, and you can watch it live there. Watch my podcast live there. All right, y'all. That is all for tonight. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate you. And tomorrow night, our podcast is tomorrow night. So I may do 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So I may do 7 o'clock to live tomorrow night so that you all can watch the podcast. We'll see. We'll work it out. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace.